I just got done watching episode freaking season 4, episode 8. I only got 2 more episodes to go. I ain't gonna lie, I really love this show. And I noticed that every time this show's on, I just am sucked in. But this show, the writers know how to get to you because there's some things in here that was making me mad. Boyd was making me mad because he was asking this guy for help. And then every time this guy come up with a solution, Boyd would just shoot him down. And I'm like, dang, dude, he's trying to help you. But then Boyd's got all this stuff going on in his head about his wife because he had to kill his wife because his wife was going to kill his son when they first got there at this place they're all stuck at. But that girl in that dress walk around all mysterious, man. And she's kind of like putting stuff in the water to kind of make people. I know you can't pick things up like that. And she's doing a good job. But she's irritating me too. And then uh, this woman that she lost her husband because he was in the first 3 seasons. He ain't in here no more. He died by that guy in the yellow suit, which turned themselves into that chick with the dress on. And then she gets this phone call and then she answers it. And then she goes down to this thing like a big dummy after she specifically told her son that he doesn't have to worry about him being by himself when Victor was trying to show him how to be by himself just in case everybody gets killed. But yet she does this dumb stuff to go and answering the phone, knowing how this place plays with your mind and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, these writers, they're doing a good job because they're making me mad. They're making me mad. The dangerous plan takes shape. How much is Boyd willing to risk for a chance to get everyone home? The only thing I could think of is that if they dig up these bones like they say they are, a lot of people's going to die, but then he'll save a lot of people. But will he? Because when you go in the tunnels, there's no way out. Now they want to pull down this gigantic tree from its roots. From its roots. And I'm like, that tree is pretty big. And last time I checked, you just can't pull a tree out of its roots. Especially that big. Can you? I don't know. I never pulled a tree out of its roots. I chopped a tree down, but pulling a tree out of its roots, this tree is big. But the tree is sitting right where those bones are covered of those little dead children. So it's got to, this whole thing's got to do something with dead children and all this kind of stuff, and that's how these things are. I don't know. This one was 58 minutes long. I was like, how long is this? The other one, episode 7 was 51. Yeah, episode 6 was 52. Episode 5 was 53. Okay. Because I kept sitting there going, man, this thing should be about done. But I ain't gonna lie, this title was called Heavy as the Head. But I really enjoy this. But I'm to the point where I need answers. I need them to really not stretch this out another 2 or 3 seasons, man. You need to figure out how to wrap this up. But for me, when I watch this, I really get into it. The slow pace. I think it's got a slow pace to it. So if somebody says it's too slow, they're probably right. But it's perfect for me because I just gradually go with it. Each character has its role. Each person that talks, every time they break camera and go to something else, it's all a smooth transition. This is a good show. I wish it was on a lot of people's radar, like a lot of people, so they could see how good this show is. This is an excellent show. I had some people say that this show reminds them of another show, but when I seen the show that they said that, hey, if you like From, you like this, and I looked and I'm like, nah, this is not From. But I got on Amazon to see what was supposed to be like. No, I got on my phone an article said if you like From, then you like these series. So it had a list of series that told you that you would like. That's how I end up with Haven. So I bought the complete series of Haven, but I only watched episode 1 through 2. I like it, but man, it ain't no From. From's got some good actors in it. Good actors, good actresses. They also have a couple in here that I don't get into that what they are, but they do. If you're gonna put stuff in there like this is how you put them in there. I'm not gonna touch bases on it, but they're good. I really like those two girls that are in here. Uh, they are really good. They're good. They're a good asset to this. Their roles are. I like them both. Uh, I like everybody in this. The problem is, I just don't think you should get too attached to too many people in there. But because when the husband got killed, I thought he was the main character. He got killed. Oh, I gotta go to bed. But Fatima got pregnant and she gave birth to one of those monsters. But then when she had a vision and she stopped that thing that she gave birth to from killing Kenny, then when she went, now they want her. She's got the stuff on her stomach. So when they went to she has to stay with the two girls I was talking about earlier in the clinic, the two doctor chicks. But they said they had checked her and they checked her blood pressure and her heartbeat, and they said that, they said we have to walk away. We got to talk about. They got in the other room, and she told her girlfriend, she said, "Hey," she goes, her heartbeat is this, and her blood pressure is this." And she's like, "That's impossible." And she goes, "Yeah, technically, she should be dead if it's like that." So I don't know if Fatima is turning into one of those things. If she is, that's gonna hurt Boyd's son. This show, man, it's this show is taking some risk, man. I mean, they taking some risk because they're trying to like. To me, I get attached to these people, and then some of them might get knocked off. But Boyd killed his wife, which is his son's mom, and his son's mom was going to kill him. So Boyd shot her to keep her from killing her own son. But then her son has got his wife Fatima, who might be infected by one of these things. I'm afraid that she might be turning into one of these things. So this is some heavy stuff. And then that mom told her son not to listen to Victor because Victor was telling him how he survived when everybody got killed. And his mom told him the same thing that his mom was telling her little son. And she said, "I don't want you to listen to Victor no more." And she told Victor, "I promise you, not going the same thing that happened to you is not going to happen to my son or you. This is different this time." But yet she answers the phone knowing, and it's supposed to be her dead son that she lost. When you go to the first season, when they first rolled into town, they was reeling from a death because they lost their son, and they had their son and their daughter who just survived, and the youngest son died somehow. But he called her and says, "I need you to go down to the trailer." I'm like, "Woman, please don't go down to that trailer." And she went down that trailer anyway. After she specifically told her little son that, "Listen to Victor, you don't have to listen to Victor about how to survive." But yeah, she goes down there. I said, "Woman, you getting ready to get set up?" And she goes down there anyway. I was like, "Oh man." And that girl in that dress is just, I want to knock the crap out of her. She's walking around, they just, this is some good writing because this one got to me. This was irritating me a little bit because I'm like, but then you're watching TV, so you're not in that situation. But I'm sitting there going like, you literally just told your son, because Victor was trying to tell him, if something happened to your mom, like happened to my mom, I want you to do the exact same thing. But then her mom was there. We can't listen to this no more because because she channeled Victor's mom through him and lived the same life, and she felt what he went through. So she said, "I was there when it happened to you." And he says, and she was more or less like, "I don't want that to. It's not going to happen because this time it's different." But yet she goes and answers this phone and goes down to that trailer by herself. Man, come on, man. This is good. My problem there's only one problem. They cannot stretch this out and keep stressing this out and stretching this out. They just can't do it. The only way they can pull this off, because you got to understand, these are the creators from Lost. And you know how Lost stretched out what? 8 seasons or 9. And as far as I'm concerned, Lost was good all the way up to season 3. After that, I just checked out because it just had a whole new set of writers because they had a writer's strike. Then some of the writers, the original writers, didn't come back for season 4 and season 5 and season 6. They had a whole new different set of writings, and it just was not that good. Obviously, this is not going to happen in this one because the writer strike's been over last year or something. What I am saying is that a show like this should only last no more than 3 or 4 seasons, not no 5 and 6. Because the only way this show can last long is you have to have more people coming in at the end of each season. Like when you had at season 3, you had that girl and that guy came in, which was the guy in the yellow suit, because the guy that drove the car was the only new guy that came in. But when he got stuck with that tree man in the middle of the road, that girl, the guy in the yellow suit, transformed himself into that woman. So she got in the car and then she made him wreck when he went in to that town, and then they pulled her out. But she tried to say that was her father, but that wasn't her father. That was actually, he was the only one that came in. And then season 2 was, I think, when the bus came in. And they had, the girl's girlfriend, and I said, wow, that was convenient. Then they had a couple other people come in. I think they had that one lady, and then they had that one guy who's kind of cocky and built real good. I like his character. So you had season 1, which was the original family, and the father's gone now because he got killed in season 3. Then you had season 2 where the bus pulled in. Then you got season 4 where it was just that car with that girl in it, but she's the only one. Now, I'm assuming if they are going to do a season 5, if they don't wrap this up, then there'll probably be somebody else that'll end up coming in. It'll be somebody else they're going to, or they could leave it as a shocker episode, and you have to wait till next year when the new season 5 come out. So that's why I'm just saying, you guys, there's only so much they could do with this. I think. Now I could be wrong. Maybe they could stretch it out to 5 or 6 seasons and make me wrong. But right now, it's perfect for me. It's a perfect it's a good season. It's a perfect season. I think all the seasons were strong. One of them was weaker than the other one. I think it was 2. Was 2 a little weak? 2 was really good, but I think 3 was better, and 4 is really good. 1 was awesome because it was brand new. But I just hope they don't drop the ball, you guys. Because a lot of times they have a knack of just stretching out seasons when they should not do that. So anyway, that's the title of this one. Is called season 4, episode 8 is called Heavy is the Head. So I don't know, you guys. This one was 58 minutes long because I kept sitting there going, man, this is a little long. I kept looking. I kept saying, man, what's going on here? And it's the longest one. So it's the longest one because we're getting towards the end. So you got episode 9 and 10 coming up. I'm going to be curious to see how they leave it. Are they going to wrap it up and they get away, or are they going to go to a season 5? The only reason why you guys ain't going to go to a season 5 is because the ratings are solid. If the ratings are solid, they looking at the ratings. Now, if the ratings start to dip, then you'll see them do something. But if the ratings stay steady, and it stays like steady and just, if it's doing good this year and it's climbing a little bit and it's getting more, the ratings are going up and it's getting more word of mouth, then they'll definitely do a season 5, pardon me. So anyway, we'll catch you in the next video. God bless.